A Meyer Variation, Chapter 16, Between Friends, a Variant Season.
To Assistant Professor Verity Bell, you never cease to amaze me, returning an Ursa Minor unharmed to its natural habitat, restoring most of the damage caused by its rampage, and finding time to write personal notes to my sister, who is doing quite well lately. I simply don't know what to say other than good job, which I rather think you might be insulted by, so forget I mentioned it. But do pass along my congratulations to your friends. I must say I'm surprised you were unable to apprehend any of the parties responsible. But between justice and mercy, I suspect we lean in the same direction. Concerning said individuals, should you or the other elements ever happen to run into one, the following decrees have been made. Mr. Iron Will has been forgiven for his debts from gambling. The establishments he took in have come under investigation for fraudulent practices. Gilda Raresquark is still wanted for questioning, although no longer as a prime suspect in case of aggravated assault. It appears the previous investigator may or may not have had certain precedences. It is interesting for me to note that a griffin was recently hired by Ponyville's weather team, and though I am certain there's no relation, I wish New Leaf all the best of luck in adjusting to life in Equestria. Trixie Glamour was only wanted on several minor cases of fraud that have reached their statute of limitations. I have not received any official report on damages from Ponyville, and therefore cannot issue a warrant. You may also be pleased to hear that your former teacher, Zelda Glamour, is making moderate but promising recovery in her latest round of medical healing spells. Flintman and Framber Barbershop are both wanted for multiple counts of fraud, flagrant ignorance of safe food handling practices, and repeated accounts of public performance without a license. Also, their sisters was to be sure of their continued well-being. There is simply no accounting for family, is there? We have no active reports of a changeling colony anywhere within the territory of Equestria, but take such things very seriously. Further investigation is warranted, and will be carried out as soon as we can discover where to begin a comprehensive search. Please, if you have any further information, anything. I must commend you and your friends on your continuous attention to my sister's recovery. Sadly, as of now, it will be politically impossible for her to visit you, and unfeasible for me to arrange official visits for your friends to visit her. However, there is a unicorn ward of the crown who could use periodic mentorship if you and your friends could find more room in their hearts. I'm sure that Midnight New Moon would be just like an old friend in no time. Sincerely, Princess Celestia.
So you see, it's not that you took my material that I'm upset about. It's that you didn't ask. The price isn't even an issue. Rainbow sighed. Look, I thought it'd make you happy. I could probably get you anything you wanted. The thing is, stuff isn't what makes us happy. When the heck did I get so sappy? Rainbow looked down at the orange filly. Why is she still so afraid? I said the material wasn't important. It's not like I'm going to kick her. Oh, crud. She died before the filly even realized Jazz had moved, wrapping her forelegs and wing around the child. Hey, listen to me. I'm not going to send you away. If you have to, go ahead and keep testing the boundaries. In design, we call that testing to failure. But you know what? I will never fail you. You can't make me hate you, so stop worrying about it. When you can. Scootaloo shifted uncomfortably, but made no real attempt to escape. Testing to failure? Jeez, you sound like an egghead. Pays the bills, my little chickadee. Oh, how do you manage to be so uncool? You should be like a natural, but every time you open your mouth, you ruin it. The words were complaints, but the tone was relief. Okay, so your punishment is, show me what you made. What? That's not a punishment. My shop, my rules. Or do I have to show you who's boss again? Rainbow tickled the filly. Okay. Mushy stuff. Here. Rainbow Dash took the yellow cap, looking at it, turning it in this way and that, noticing how the pink yarn on top was just long enough to flap in the wind, but too short to ever be caught in a stray branch or get into Pegasus' eye. Hey, kid, can I get one of these?
But staying. You came back. You're already here. Why do you have to leave again? How long am I going to be the next time you decide to stop by?
This was turning out to be much harder than Jackie had feared. That had been easy. Jackie had told him. He said, yep, grabbed her a hug, and said not to take too long coming back next time. Granny had told her she wasn't done wandering yet, with a heavy undertone of expecting grandfolks at some point. Nope, not Uncle Al. Apple Bloom. Well, she was different. And why shouldn't she be? What have I ever done to earn her trust? I just can't do this. I've got to have some measure of freedom. The acres will always be my home base. But I can't ever leave the walls. Will close in on me. Look, little sister. Harvest season is over. You're going to school. Sort of a random zap apple harvest. There's nothing for me to be doing back here. I'll be back soon. A month or two. Ow! It's just something I have to do. You are my family. I'll come back to you. I will come back to you. She touched her sister's cheek gently. I'll leave you my height as a word of bond, but you can sleep in it more easy than you can wear it. Oh, what the hey. Take it anyhow. Apple Bloom knocked her hand away.
I don't want your stupid height. All right. You want to know why I don't want you to go? Aside from that, I'll be missing you more now than I actually got to meet you. It's that darn damn tiara. Daisy's kid. She's the meanest, cruelest little filly this side of Everfree. And I reserve judgment on the other side.
And just what does this little filly do that is so horribly, unspeakably, downright nastily terrible?
She makes fun of me. She makes fun of the way we talk. Makes fun of me not having a rich paw like she does.
Does she tell you about our parents? Jackie's voice had gone deadly quiet.
Well, no. She's never said that. But she implies stuff. All the darn time. She's implied this or that.
Look, sometimes it's best to assume a pony is just stupid before assuming they're being lame. Listen to Granny if you won't listen to me. Always assume stupidity over malice.
Oh, she ain't dumb. She gets good grades on almost everything. Lord's lay for me, too.
Well, how do you spend so much time around her? She's so terrible.
I don't. But whenever I'm alone, she goes by with her sidekick, Silver Spoon. Well,
don't laugh. I was going to say, but I'll be a little nicer to Miss Spoon. Some pony needs to. Sure won't be parents who'd blame her for that. Jackie tried another angle. Well, what about your friends? Apple Bloom avoided eye contact and mumbled at the floor. Bloom, you look at me. Don't you have any other friends? What about the candy maker's daughter, Twist? Apple Bloom began crying softly.
I'll tell her we're gonna be friends anymore. Not until I got my Cutie Mark.
You did what? Rude breeds, girl! You march over to her house right now and apologize to her.
Well, that's not my fault, so we call her Cutie Mark.
Well, it ain't her fault either. Here, she's just a happy moment in her life. You're so jealous you go and try to ruin it. That's not the apple way. Now, you respect your older sister. Wait a minute. Apple Bloom abandoned Twist after she got her Cutie Mark. Oh, shoot. Attention, Apple Bloom! Repeat, Apple Bloom! Go reinforce your friendship with Twist before she goes off the deep end! Repeat!
Wow, have you seen her? She disappears whenever I'm not looking.
Anger was easier to goad. My feelings are not an excuse for you to make bigger ones. You don't treat your friends like that.
Why not? You do.
That's a little too close to home there. Can't keep her from sister blame, though. I don't want to spike you, but no pony else will do the job. No. Why can't I keep my full mouth shut?
Don't you come near me. No pony gets that job because Mama's saying, and you weren't even here to try out for it.
Apple Bloom fled the house, fleeing her own words, fleeing the look of horror and hurt on her sister's face, trying to flee the sinking suspicion that she was in the wrong. Jackie watched her run. What right do I have to stop her?
What right do I have to come back here in the first place? I knew I wouldn't just suddenly become the farm pony I hadn't been before. Now I'm destroying just whatever fragile arrangement they had before. That's a go now. Is he almost dead? Oh, don't you dare. No point runs out of my family twice. Not even money. I can't even think about leaving until I sell this.
Dear Jack, I know my letter will reach you after my darling Clementine's does. That's because it took me longer to write mine. I suppose because I was still upset when she had already forgiven you. Oh, don't get worked up. I've forgiven you too. Now I know we ain't related by blood, but I still found a fondness for you. Never forget that betrayal requires a sense of trust in the first place. More pleasing subject I have to discuss with you is the musical band your two friends formed all those years ago. I suppose no pony ever told you that after the concert tour all helped them establish a business to master the rights of their songs, Oral's Music, which has turned out to be one of the best businesses I've ever made. Miss Scratch sold her shares some years ago. I forget what she needed that much money all at once for. But Miss Striggs is still one of our founding members. If you ever see Miss Scratch again, please let her know I'll be interested in setting up an entity for her based on her songs. I'll be old-fashioned, but I believe once you never forget opponents who helped you on your way to the top. They're the same ones you'll see your way back down. I'm curious if you kept up on your mathematics studies. You certainly picked up on accountants quite quickly. Please do come and see us. We miss you. It means so much for you to meet Valencia. I'll make you become quite the role model with your mating experiences. Your uncle, Orange Grove.
But why can't I go with you? Professor Seeds, you're working at college, so kindergarten should be a snap for you.
Sweetie Belle, we have been over this. First, addressing the last. The different stages of school are not equivalent, nor are they some sliding scale. I have to know Miss Shelley has his grades good. She is dedicated and an excellent teacher of those. You will be hard-pressed to find a better teacher. What you are learning simply isn't knowledge. You must learn to get along with other ponies. Thirdly, I'm not going anywhere. I will be based right here in Ponyville, never gone longer for 3 days at a time. You cannot get rid of me that easily.
What if I don't like the other ponies?
You, especially, need to learn to get along with these ones.
Well, can you at least teach me how to take them apart with words like you do?
Sweetie! I don't do that anymore. It was a mean thing to do, and I don't want to hear another word from you about continuing the tradition. Master and Father had continued picking fights. You and I wouldn't even be here. Can you imagine Mother falling in love with a brute? It's almost harder than imagining her cooking something edible. Stop that. You just told her you wouldn't do that anymore. Her sister did not appear swayed. Verity sighed. If you want to defeat some other pony, try love and tolerance. Isn't that what you expect Heather King Fluttershy to try? Forgive me, Fluttershy. They truly do look up to you. A little hero worship never hurt any pony. Verity felt bad for it, but her first feeling when Sleeve's eyes lit up was suspicion.
Of course! Thanks, sis. You're right.
A quick hug, and she was out of the library before Rarity could stop her. The mayor let out a heavy sigh. Miss Diane, I don't simply know what to tell you. If this Sakura character wishes to be recognized by Ponyville, she will have to come in and register just like any pony else.
She's not a pony. She's a zebra. Your mistake is understandable, and even slightly egalitarian.
Young lady, do not try to impress me with 5-bit words. I would expect the same from a griffin or a donkey. Even a pony from Philadelphia who wanted to become a citizen would have to apply in person.
What about a dragon?
I do not seek to cause you trouble, noble Spike, but I must use every tool available to me. I'm sorry, what about a dragon?
He's Spike Bell, Rarity's son of Rarity Bell, is a dragon. Really, if you see him, it's hard to miss.
His registration came from Catalan. His legal guard registered in person. We can't always go bending the rules just because we find them inconvenient.
Then why is the registration office always closed on days Miss Sakura comes to town, along with all the shops in town? She hardly even bothers anymore because it's so consistent.
Well, I hardly see how it is the fault of the local government if your zebra friend has a bad sense of timing.
Madam Mayor, I am the embodiment of the element of kindness. Please refrain from making me regret my position. If you will not see reason, I shall begin a campaign of love and tolerance you shall not soon forget.
That doesn't even make any sense.
I wish you a nice day and further enlightenment. Okay, so what's the plan? Do I have the townsfolk with white stripes so every pony sees that a parrot isn't anything to make you less of a pony? That was a ridiculous plan that would not even work. You should just nail the doors shut of every shopkeep who closes on here. Let this see what it's like not to have a choice if their doors are open. Counterproductive, disturbing, and I never want to speak to you again. The inside of my head feels unclean now. Well, I think you'll not let him speak. Well, thanks, Di. No point. I believe I said not speak, not dither. Well, of course you should have throw a big party once all the ponies show up. Just have her show up.
A grumbling consensus agreed that was in fact the obvious solution.
Intriguing. Not my way of doing things. It will stop you from coming up with more helpful suggestions. I'll tell you what I plan. Nothing. Not bad. Not very teeny, but that could work.
Perhaps I will create a hollow cake as a backup.
See? There's hope for you yet. Now, all of you, be quiet. To Her Royal Majesty, Princess Celestia. Thank you ever so much for sending me a note of thanks to your humble servants. We, of course, will continue to serve the best of interests of Ponyville and the nation as a whole. I am afraid I have not, in fact, had the privilege of writing a personal note to Princess Luna, although I plan to in the next few days. But when Rainbow Dash and Twilight sent their letters, I asked to be remembered to her along with every pony else. As for the unfortunate individuals involved in that frightful incident recently, we haven't seen a single one since the dust settled, as it were. I am assured by Miss Newleaf that Gilda is a very common name among the people, much like Hoof or Hoofs is for us. I am quite aware of all the available information about chasing due to my previous study, but if anything else does come to light, I will assure you I will share all information I acquire. Free and open communication is always so very important, don't you think? I was not aware wards of the crown kept their family names. In this case, I suggest dropping it. She sounds like a bad joke about my friend Twilight. However, I can always use another friend, especially one who's exactly like an old friend and would love to meet Miss Midnight. Your humble and studious servant, Assistant Professor Heredity Ben.
Twilight's face couldn't seem to contain a single emotion for any length of time. She's been making so much progress before. No, it is your own fault. Arrgh! The worst part, she was secretly pleased to be dragged into the mess, no matter how ashamed that satisfaction made her. Well, it ain't for me. You have to realize how much it hurts me to come to you. Wait, no, it hurts my pride to come to you. But it's not about me, or not only me. Blue, she's the little sister I never had, but do I have? I recognized the feeling. She waited for another grimace from the orange pony, and was pleasantly disappointed. That's about right, isn't it? None of us deserve what we have. But we've got to earn it, for her sake. I don't see why I don't... Okay. Of course I'll help. But I don't see what I can do. Well, at the moment, you can talk to her. Both said things better left unsaid. I'm old enough to let go. But she'll still see what she said if she talks to me. That's worse than I've been the only one saying hurtful things. I know a bit about family guilt trips. Twilight's eyes went back further, but she didn't say anything. Keep going. See, I was trying to tell her about leading me to lead the farm for a... You're what? Not now, obviously! But why would you tell her that? You're not seriously suggesting that I should have crept out the back door without a buyer leave, are you? Of course not! But why do you have to leave in any case? I'm more of a tumbleweed than an apple at this point. I'll come back here, help the harvest, celebrate the holidays, but it's that if I can leave, it's easier for me to stay. But if I feel cased, I want to break free. Jackie, I had no idea. Wait, okay. We need to settle this between you and Apple Bloom. But I may have a solution to your other problem. At least, a way to make things easier on every pony. If it works with a letter, why not a pony? Magic doesn't care about the difference. She finished pulling the last loose board from the north side. Okay, the underlying structure's right enough. It's the cladding that was bad. Could probably use some better support though. She flinched when she recognized the sound of hoofbeats, relaxing when she recognized the cadence as the familiar beat of a purple pony, not a hint of orange.
I know you're up there! I can hear you breathing!
Not to mention the pile of rotten timber below. I'll have to ask Dash what kind of siding will last better. Best she come up with some crazy concoction of her own. But I better let Apple Bloom do the installation. Some part of this has to make her realize. Oh, that was the hug she was feeling. Please, don't you be angry with me, too, or disappointed. I'll hate the disappointment. I'm not upset with you, Apple Bloom, nor is anybody else. Want to talk? No, but you're going to see us, so I'll just start anyhow. But can we wait a minute? Take your time. No pony's going anywhere.
Oh, great genius. Find the one thing that's going to make her cry.
This is neither the place nor time for recrimination.
Things are just starting to be okay, and Nancy wants to leave, and I only worth saying when I'm a break.
Shh. She wasn't thinking about you. Hey, I'll tell you a secret. Big ponies aren't any better at being happy. We just get better at concealing when we're upset.
The filly looked at her from her forward brows.
You're not real experienced at the whole make a pony feel better thing, are you? How am I supposed to look forward to growing up if things are never getting any better?
I never said they don't get better. For one thing, when you're old enough, you get to decide your own sleep schedule. What doesn't change is life and how you deal with it. You just have more experiences to call on. Meet poor ponies to help you. Discover how strong you really are. There are all kinds of things for you to look forward to. I just don't want to spoil them.
Liar, shut up!
She smiled.
Well, there is one more obstinate problem before I can think about getting any older.
And who would that be?
Twilight asked,
Knowing the answer, but knowing even more that the filly had to speak it.
Damn it, Tiara.
Bingo! Yellow, shut up!
And not Cutie Mark. I'm glad thereof you could say.
I think this time I introduced you to a dear friend of mine by the name of Sun Hoof.
This is going to involve more reading, isn't it?
Twilight just smiled and pulled out her well-worn copy of The Art of Pony War.
The Art of Destruction Magic by Astor Corsair. Ponies Make War, also by Astor Corsair. And Why I'm Awesome by Esteem Bell.
We would like to apologize for the Immortal Games jokes, but I really like the Immortal Game. To Instructor Cherry Fields, I am writing to you as a formality, as before I register my complaint with the school boards. If you are unable to control your students to a more satisfactory degree, you will be held responsible for their actions. I will have you know that I am not, in fact, accustomed to having any concerns disregarding to such a degree. There is a blatant assault on my daughter's person and sense of will-playing, at all places, her QCM. While that initial attack was off school grounds, the three ringleaders, who I understand are now going by the bizarre gang name of Cutie Mark Chronicles, continue to assault her on a daily basis at school, inducing their fellow classmates to follow suit. For her part, my daughter, while putting on a brave front, has been in declining spirits. Yesterday, she was afraid to ask the maid to clean after her. I will not stand for these underhoof tactics of intimidation. I will have satisfaction. I do not think that hiding behind our local heroes excuses such actions, and will explain such to them. I am not afraid to stand up for my beliefs, and woe betide any pony who threatens my family or good name. With all possible sincerity, Richard Filth.
She was willing to let the stallion stand there and stew for all eternity. But others would be over soon, and she was not about to let a boar ruin her plans.
Mr. Fitz, I am of course deeply sorry that you are so upset. However, I must ask you, what exactly do you wish for me to do? Sweetie Belle will of course listen to any reasonable request I make of her. But what to ask?
You could tell her to simply leave Diamond Tiara alone.
Must she left alone, my sister and her friends? Very well. For the sake of argument, let us suppose that I ask Squeaky to stop interacting with Diamond. Stop greeting her with a smile. Stop laughing at every joke or sarcastic thing Diamond says. Stop convincing the other foes to come and play with Diamond Tiara during recess. Stop responding to her every act of malice and anger with tolerance and group hugs. Is that what you are asking me, Mr. Rich?
Do you know, in the first of these assaults, at a party for being held for my daughter, I might add, your sister's friends encouraged all the other fillies and colts to participate in teasing by shouting, "We have to hug the evil out of her."
If there's anything I regret about the entire affair, is that the particular warning Applebloom used, Mr. Rich. We have of course explained what was wrong with saying that out loud, and I'll have you know that Applebloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo all apologize to Diamond, and assure that they do not think that she's inherently unkind, Mr. Rich.
Stop calling me that!
I thought you didn't appreciate being called by your first name. I was only trying to offer you at least as much as you deserved, Mr. What shall I call you?
You may call me a cart, because I think we are done here!
Oh no, I don't think I shall. This is much more rewarding if you're unable to find anything to be righteous about. Now, just don't smile, Rarity.
Filthy Rich stormed off with all the dignity he could muster, not even noticing the orange and purple ponies. He passed in his haste to leave the library. Rainstorm started about the time he reached their curb.
Oh, hello, girls. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
They both looked back at the walk and back at Rarity.
Well, maybe you do. Now, this is an interesting project you have been discussing. Is that whole entire add wings to ponies so they can fly? I would prefer that we have a great race to settle who gets the fun act.
Although, of course, at one point I'm going to read Of Earth and Sky. I love that story.
I really must insist that you do not come by every half hour to ask how I am doing. It is well meant, but counterproductive.
Well, I just really want you to know we're all behind you on this. Hey, I haven't even met her, but I think she sounds pretty cool. And if she taught you even a fraction of that freaking alchemy you do, she's already done Ponyville a good turn.
To answer your question, I am comfortable enough that the water was appreciated, and I have no need for sustenance as some Pegasus keeps accidentally dropping muffins near me.
Diane turned to look to Rainbow Dash.
Also, could you inform our friend Fluttershy that it's entirely unnecessary that she instruct her work crews to avoid raining upon me? It's an entirely natural phenomenon, and not one that causes me hardship.
She tried asking them to stop, believe me. But between you being her friend, an element of harmony, and nursing one of Cloudsdale's best flight instructors back to health when you were just a filly, they seem to keep forgetting.
I would, of course, not expect them to repay a debt they felt, however imaginary it would be. I would have done the same for any living creature.
Duh, that's why.
I withdraw my complaint. Ah, be silent.
Diane continued to sit patiently outside the door to City Hall, considerately out of every pony's way. When the pony made eye contact, she nodded and occasionally wished him a nice day. When she asked what she was doing, she explained. Reactions were mixed. Some smiled awkwardly and hurried away. Some looked on in confusion or shrugged. Gracefully nodded and encouraged her. But it surprised her with the number of ponies who offered to sit with her. She had politely declined, but the unfamiliar feeling of warmth acquiring her friends had started was continuing to grow. On the third day, this afternoon, and a half hour before the staff would come back from their lunch break, Diane closed her eyes. At first, ponies passing by assumed she had gone to sleep. It was Carrot Top who pointed out how rigidly she was sitting, after which a small crowd had gathered. No pony knew exactly what to do. Diane had always been unconventional, but this was disturbing. She was, in fact, still breathing. This was why no pony had called the hospital yet, but they were discussing what criteria to use when Mayor and City Hall staff began returning from their lunch break. Diane opened her eyes just before the city's ponies reached the corner. The mayor came up to her, upset and tired what she felt was emotional blackmail.
"Pick me a Diane pie! I have just about had enough of your city protests. I demand you stop sitting there."
The pink pony nodded and stood, smiling ever so slightly.
"Of course, Mayor, I need to renew a few prescriptions for my outlying patients. Will the office be open for its regular hours?"
The mayor sensed a trap.
but couldn't see how it was triggered. Of course. We might need to close in half an hour early, but we certainly will be open for the next hour.
Why, that is perfect. I'll only need about 15 minutes of your time. Oh, please step back. I believe Captain Fluttershy needs to land.
Fluttershy did not, in fact, land. What she did was fly in and deposit a black and white equine. That task was accomplished. She saluted the crowd and departed.
I may have also neglected to mention, I will also be turning in paperwork requesting citizenship for my mentor, Miss Sakura K. Moreau.
Right this way, Madam Sakura. First greetings, this message too. Your courtesy is nice of you. The crowd seemed magically compelled to follow, every pony wanting a chance to say hello to the first zebra, or hear her fascinating, if confusing, way of talking. Why, there was nothing at all to fear from her.
Okay, kid, you've done good. I like you. You're still at publicity status, but you've proved you can think pink. You do one thing for me, and you're a made mare. You can't possibly expect me to perform some act of foolery.
Name a little still pigeon, you're going to sing.
This is ridiculous.
See, I knew you were getting it. Kind of like how my Marilyn Brando impression.
Perhaps I should simply try the singing. Oh, did any pony get any sleep last night? I know for a fact I didn't sleep a wink,
Verity grumbled. All night sleep when you got something out place to sell for it, Applejack crowed, pulling over a sack of apples. She placed her hoof against the living wall of the library for a moment, then pulled out one of the apples and took out a huge bite of it. A sudden popping noise was all that left of her in the initial blue-green flash. Moments later, a globe of light bloomed in the middle of the room, revealing Jackie carrying the apples as farm dog on her back. The dog barked silently and began sniffing at everything in sight.
Oh, hi, Winona! Well, you've certainly outdone yourself, Twilight. I cannot even begin to imagine how much energy went into this enchantment. I dare to say if you weren't expanding half your magic, talking to plants every moment, you would be the most powerful unicorn alive. And half, you're still among the best.
Verity beamed in pride for her talented friend.
Oh, stop. Without help from both of you, we still wouldn't have figured out how to do it.
Twilight blessed her to praise. All I'll do was be a guinea pig for you too, but this?
Wow, this is truly amazing. As long as I keep a small stash of these enchanted apples, I can have my home and roam at the same time.
You contributed more than you think, Jackie. Then, use this name I came up with. Apple Poor Tyson! Both unicorns groaned. Ugh.
Only until something halfway decent occurs to me, darling.
Well, so much for the easy part. Now I've got to have a certain conversation. And I think I'll just walk through. Jackie set out for the farm by more conventional means. There was a conversation that took place. There may have been laughter and tears in equal measure. What there was privacy. It was nearly 10 in the evening when the unicorn arrived. She was flanked by neither royal guard nor functionaries, carried neither jewelry nor armor, clad only in the fur and her nature granted her. Her hide was a blue so dark it looked black, in contrast with her pale blue mane. Her eyes were a shade bluer than jade, and her cutie mark appeared to be a white crescent moon. She was aged somewhere between a filly and mare, the awkward time known as adolescence. She looked hopeful and agitated in equal measure, as she approached the door to the Ponyville Library, long after normal public hours were over. Before she could finish knocking, the door flew open, and she was all but pulled inside by a mass of hooves and myriad shades of color. Every pony was talking at once, laughing, asking questions, and carrying on. The unicorn chose to smile weakly, because freezing and panic would have been rude. Eventually, the pink one hurried the rest away, so the blue unicorn could breathe and stand on her own.
So, midnight, huh? That's creative,
Rainbow Dash said, doing her best to act casual. It was suggested at an appropriate time that we should have little difficulty responding to it.
Well, we are all well pleased to see you, but addressing your speech problem, the theories and I have come up with a possible aid to your rapid adoption of more modern speech.
She's not really going to go through with it, is she? Jackie asked.
Well, she says it'll help both of them.
Twilight said in reply, trying not to giggle at absurdity.
I think it's sweet.
Diane picked up the microphone that had been laying innocently on the table.
There is no possible way I can go through on this.
Do it.
Do it. 3 figurines eagerly lined up behind her, stretching and bending, ready to be ready. Okay. You want me to do shout in Pinky's voice. Well, vocal cords, it's been nice knowing ya.
Wind won because it detonated in the Royal Canada voice. Our volume becomes habit. Inside tone's hardly a choice. But along with screaming and shouting comes a problem with one's diction. And we humbly say in our response a suggestion for your affliction. Well, sing it with me now. You know you make me wanna shout, kick my hooves up and shout, throw my hooves up and shout, rear my head back and shout, come on now, shout, don't forget to say your don't forget to say yeah, 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 say you not, say it right now, pony, say you ain't, come on, say you say it with all you, say you ain't now, say that you love need ponies, say that you need ponies. Say that you want ponies. Say you wanna please pony. Say come on now. Say come on now. Say come on now. Say come on now. Say the sea still remembers. The sea still remembers when you used to be 9 years old. Yeah, yeah. I was a fool to you from the bottom of my soul. Yeah, yeah. Now that you've sold up, it's enough to know, yeah, yeah. You wanna speak to me, you wanna let me know. Shooby-doo-wop, doo-wop, shooby-doo-wop, doo-wop, doo-wop. And I want you to know, I said I want you to know right now, yeah, yeah. You can say instead of we pony. You better call yourself another you, not thyself, hey. If you'd ever need we, better be talking about you and somebody else. Hey, hey, practice your battles now, so you know A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes why now? Hey, hey, you know for yourself, when you wanna shout, woo, yeah, yeah, you make you wanna shout, yeah, yeah, shout, alright, shout, wow, alright, shout, come on now, shout, come on now, shout, yeah, yeah, shout, yeah, yeah, shout, yeah, yeah, shout, yeah, yeah, shout, alright, shout, it's alright, shout, it's alright, shout, alright, ah! Now wait a minute. I feel alright. Yeah. Ooh. Now that you got your ponies, I hope you feel alright. Yeah. Yeah. Woohoo. Yeah. Every time we think about you, you seem so good to us. You know you make us wanna shout, lift your hose up and shout, throw your heads back and shout, kick your hose up and shout, come on now, take it easy, shout, a little bit softer now, woo, a little bit softer now, shout, 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 a little bit louder now, shout, a little bit louder now, shout, woo, a little bit louder now, shout, a little bit louder now, shout, a little bit louder now, shout, a little bit louder now, woo, a little bit louder now, shout, a little bit louder now, shout, a little bit louder now, shout, a little bit louder, shout, woo, hey, yeah, oh, yeah, woo, yeah, why, sometimes, hey, shout, now, shout and shout now, shout and shout now, shout and shout now, woo! Shout and shout now, shout and shout now, shout and shout now, oh, oh, woo! Everybody shout now, everybody shout, now. Everybody shout, 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 shout. Make you wanna shout. Up your hands up and shout. Everybody clap it now. Everybody clap it now. Everybody rock it now. Everybody shout now. Woo! Good night, everybody. Celestia loves you. Woo! Oh. Oh, for crying out loud. Arthur, I think you killed him. See you tomorrow, everybody.